So Rayquaza EX has 140 HP, which is kind of low in terms of EXs nowadays, which is really weird. And it has the attack of Draco Meteor, so it's essentially Dragonite Light. It does 40 damage 4 times randomly to your opponent. So at max, it's doing 160, and it has a 4 colorless energy cost, which is pretty high for that kind of damage output that's also random. So it's a fun card. That's why we're trying it out and seeing if we can make it work. And here are the cards that I am using to pair with it. So one of those to help us power up the attack is the Delcatty. Yes, Delcatty is actually making an appearance in this deck. It has the attack Energy Assist. For 1 colorless energy, you can attack for 30, which is relevant, and allows you to take a colorless energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. So what we do is we ideally want to start with Delcatty, hit for 30, soften up our opponent's Pokemon, and then accelerate our Rayquaza on the bench so that when we do come out with it, we'll have a lovely board for us to randomly attack with. I've also paired Rayquaza with some other psychic attackers in this deck, so we are going to be playing Psychic Energy. And one of those attackers is Oricorio. So your opponent can have 2 options when they see you powering up your Rayquaza. They could either be very aggressive and knock out your Delcatty in the active, and if they do, what you can do is you can bring up Oricorio and use Spiteful Dance, which is essentially Marshadow's revenge attack, but for 1 psychic energy, and you're hitting for 80, so it's not bad. It's a decent amount of damage. It can clean up a lot of KOs too, which is really cool, and it can also soften up your opponent's board after they have knocked out your Delcatty. And the other attacker that we have is the Tapu Lele, which I really love. 1, because the artwork is sick, and 2, it has the attack Energy Arrow. So this attack does 20 to one of your opponent's Pokemon, any Pokemon, for each energy attached to it. So the alternative route that your opponent could take if they see you powering up Rayquaza is they could just be attaching energy passively to their bench and waiting for you to make the first move. And if they are doing that, then what you can do is you can bring up Tapu Lele and just snipe them and punish them for doing that option. Tapu Lele is really great, and it allows you to set up a lot of fun mind games with your opponent. Rayquaza is not a great attacker by any means. This is really a meme deck, but it is fun to play, and so that's why I wanted to try it out. The thing that I actually really love about this deck is the Delcatty. The Delcatty lets you set up a lot of opportunities to build a bunch of different decks. Right now, I'm trying it out in a Psychic box because of the Oricorio and the Tapu Lele, but you really could shift up those attackers and splash this in pretty much any energy type of deck. So I'm excited to try Delcatty in some future spicy deck lists, so look out for those. But enough of the intro, let's hop on to some matches and I'll show you how this deck runs. Thanks, Calvin. I will try my best. Let me keep trying to see if the music will come back at some point. Nah. Unfortunate. Okay, so we have the Lele start. We could actually do something with that, potentially. Let's see if we can get a Skibbity Dibbity. Nope, just the Rayquaza. I could start pinging this Giratina. Actually, let's do that. I'll bench the Oricorio. I'm gonna put the Barb on the Lele. And then let's just start swinging at this Giratina because they don't have... I'm assuming it's Darkrai Giratina. So they don't have Darkrai set up yet. They accelerated 1 energy, so next turn they'll be at 3. It is weird though, they can't... I mean, unless they're playing also Psychic Energy, they have to accelerate twice, which is interesting. Okay, they just retreat, which is good for us, because now we can just spend some time setting up Rayquaza. They do heal, though. That's annoying. heal and cape? I need you to think about your decisions. Okay, well, they're still gonna do that, so I can at least keep sniping at them from behind. Cash, give me the skitty. Alright, we can power up the Rayquaza passively. Still no skibbity, so we can get around this Drud and just keep sniping that Tina. That will be the music. You don't want me to be the music. Alright, we got the skibbity. But I fear it might be just a little too late. Let's go ahead and just keep sniping. Now we'll hit it for 60, which is really nice. Can I get the text? What's that? Oh, no text. Alright, they used research, so they still gotta get a leaf to get this Drud out of the active. Ooh! Sorry for that. One thing you'll know about me if you continue to stick around is I am a crackly boy. I crack all day long. Alright. They finally get their Darkrai. I am curious. Could I Mars them this turn? In hopes that they don't get Leaf so I can keep sniping the Giratina. And that might give me an extra turn. I might actually do that. Because I don't want them to leave and then be able to just swing with Giratina to knock me out before I set up. Although, to be fair, next turn I can knock it out with the Oricorio, which could be fun. Do I need the cape right now? I might as well throw the cape onto here. Actually, what I could do is attach energy here. Put the... oh, Delcatty. I think I will still Mars. That way the Lele gets the most value if they don't have Leaf. If they do have Leaf, then it's fine. But then I can just go Energy Arrow onto the Giratina and hit it for 80, and then actually it will KO itself now because of its recoil damage. So I like that. Okay, there's the Leaf, so maybe I made them get it through the Mars, but I had to try. But they still can't attack with this Tina. This Tina will KO itself. And then whatever they put into the active can die to Oricorio. Or not die, but it'll take 80. It'll take 80 to Oricorio. Okay, the Barb didn't really do its job, but the Lele did. The Lele did. Okay. And then, do they go first or I go first? I could just start swinging with Rayquaza, honestly. I think 2 swings of the Rayquaza is probably better than hitting with Oricorio. They are going to throw the Darkrai into the active. So let me just go ahead and just start using Draco Meteor. Have you guys seen that? Is it a Vine or a TikTok? I think it's a TikTok where they're like talking about dinosaurs, and it's like the god talking about like it's so hard to explain, but essentially the punchline is meteor. All right, we're going first. Ugh. Lightning deck can be pretty tough, but I feel like if we just set up Rayquaza, depending on what type of deck they are, they might not be able to one-shot us. If the Alolan Raichu, then we have no shot. Alolan Raichu is too strong. Maybe the Lele until Alolan Raichu can be nice. Alright. We see the bird. I'm not gonna bench the Rayquaza because I don't necessarily need it, but now I have 2 of them. Oh. Okay. Let's pass. If they're playing Oricorio, they might have a decent amount of disruption cards like Red and Mars, so... Oh, no, we don't see any of that. I'm actually gonna go Delcatty. And, I mean, Delcatty doesn't need to accelerate energy to anybody else besides Rayquaza. Because everyone else is a low... Well, it's just a 1 psychic energy, so I might as well put the Rayquaza in just in case. Actually, yeah, let me just put it in just in case. And let's just go ahead and energy assist. I don't need to use Iono here. I'd rather draw 1 extra card and then Iono for 4, as opposed to Iono for 3 and then maybe having like a Mars or something. Alright, they have Center Lady. Actually, this turn I actually need a Center Lady myself. So it would be nice to top deck another Mon. No. Ooh, I do want the Oricorio. So next turn I do need to play Iono. And hopefully grab it. Now my guess is they're just a 2 Oricorio 18 trainer style deck. But we'll see with this Pokeball what it is. Okay, no, it is Oricorio Magnezone. So Rayquaza still has a purpose. I can try and snipe the Magnezone or the Magnemite right now. Heyo, Akash, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Alright, Cape doesn't help us, unfortunately, so I will just hold on to the Cape. Attach energy. What can I do? Next turn I have research, so I can try and hopefully get Oricorio. But let's go energy assist. Hit for 30. Maybe this next turn what we'll do is attack with the Rayquaza and hope that our damage goes on to the Magnemite. Or the Magneton. Oh, it's still just a Magnemite. Okay. We lose it on the Delcatty. That's fine. This top deck better be magnificent. Not as magnificent as I thought. Let's go research here. I'm glad you like the Decidueye deck. It actually performed really well, which I'm happy about. Okay, this should give us... Okay, Oricorio. Perfect. Perfect. And then let's drop the Lele as well. What I can do... I could Cape, but I think... I'm just gonna go and save the Cape for later. Let's get rid of these 2 guys. Come in with the Choreo. And then Spiteful Dance for 80. So we take out the Oricorio. If they accelerate energy with the Magneton, then we can use Tapu Lele to hit that for a good amount of damage. And then if they knock us out in return, we can just come back in with the Oricorio. And then they conceded. Okay. So this is why I like this package of the deck, because Rayquaza itself is not a boss monster. You can't just set it up and then just sweep. So you have all these like different attackers. I know we were just going up against Oricorio, but that's kind of what the alternative attackers are 4, right? The Lele, the Oricorio. All right, second, can we get the Skitty? Yes, we can. All right, we have Skitty into Rayquaza. And then we'll start. All right, Wugtrio. So essentially the same thing. We're just copying their homework a little bit. Now they do have access to cards like Irida and Misty. Okay. I want to play this. I want a higher chance of seeing the Delcatty next turn, so I'm going to play Pokeball now. And then play Research to improve my odds of getting Delcatty. Okay. We can drop... Do we need this Skitty? We can maybe put the Oricorio down. Let's put the Oricorio down. Let's use the Pokeball so that we can thin the deck out even further. Lele hits for 60 here. I don't think I need Lele in this matchup. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use Skitty for 20. I can't think of a way that they can donk, or not donk, but like KO my Skitty this next turn. Unless they play like Palkia, Misty, and flip 3 heads, but... Okay, red card, kind of annoying, but could also help us out if we get this Delcatty. Alright, we got Research. We got the Barb, which is not bad. And they're just gonna go ahead and evolve. If we can get Delcatty off as a Research, that'd be really good. If not, we can just chip away with 20. And then hopefully put it in a range for Rayquaza KO. Let's go Research. The Lele, and then we got the cat. Alright. Let's put the cat down. Attach energy to the Rayquaza. And then we energy assist. Alright, this is the start I've been waiting for. Ah. They got the lady. Okay, next turn they can attack. What is their damage output? 150 is max, so we definitely want to put Cape on the Rayquaza in case they do somehow get lucky. We'll go and put this here. Do I want to comms into anything? I could comms into another Rayquaza. Let's actually Barb the active in case they do hit it. Now let's go ahead and play comms. See what we get. The Lele is not going to be that impactful here. So another Skitty is also not going to be amazing. So we can just go ahead, energy assist. Hit this thing for 30. And then attach to the Rayquaza. If they do actually hit me here, funnily enough, they don't KO Oricorio, then we could knock them out with the Spiteful Dance, because they'll take 1 poison damage. Never mind. Ignore everything I was about to say. And they have Cape too. Irida plus Cape is tough, because we don't knock them out. Okay, even split I can work with. Even split is fine. Mars doesn't help. We'll go ahead and retreat. Go into Rayquaza. Let's attach the Oricorio because we could, if we survive, take a knockout. There's nothing else I can do. We'll just go Draco Meteor. Alright. We just need the Rayquaza to survive. If the Rayquaza can survive, and we lose 2 points off the bench, that's fine. And they would need to get all 3 hits onto the Rayquaza in order to hit. Red card's also fine. Either way, we are going to knock out this Wugtrio potentially. Depending on... there's so much variance right now. It all just depends. I can't really speculate. And they do get all 3 hits on the Rayquaza, which is annoying, but not the end of the world, because then we can go into Oricorio. Ooh, now here's the thing. This man also hits randomly for 30. Actually, what I'll do... oh, it doesn't matter because it's random, right? Is there an energy on this guy? If they somehow have Arceus... I'm gonna go Iono. If I can get Cape here, we should be in a better spot. No Cape. I'm gonna put this Rayquaza down. Yeah, I can put the Rayquaza down as an extra buffer for this Wugtrio, potentially. I can go Retreat into the Lele. Attach an Energy Arrow, the active. Alright, so we get rid of the Wugtrio. They have no cards in hand, so they could hit me potentially for 80 if they have Arceus as their top deck. If they don't have Arceus as their top deck, then their best play really is to promote this Wiglet and try and spring out and hit the Oricorio. But that is a huge gamble. And also the Wiglet only has 20 HP, so if they don't win with the Wiglet, then the Delcatty can KO. Or the Tapu Lele. Now, did they top deck Arceus? That's the question. Okay, they did not. Alright, I can Center Lady something here. If I Center Lady the Oricorio, I could prevent the Wiglet, but it doesn't seem like they're going to attack with the Wiglet next turn. They would have to top deck Arceus. They'll only hit for 80. Decisions. I could... there's just no time to power Rayquaza now. So I think I just attach to the Delcatty. And then ping the Abomasnow for 40. So they played one Irida. They could play another. Their top deck is either Arceus. Okay, so it is Arceus, so they don't need to attach energy here, but they only hit for the 80. Depending on what this card in hand is, we might still be able to win. Ah, it's Cyrus. Okay, that was still a good match. That was, let's be real, that was actually really cool. They had the win the turn before anyway. They just, even if they didn't top deck the Arceus, they could have attached energy and then used Cyrus, so we were always going to be a Cyrus away, but I think that showcased the deck pretty well, so I'm going to keep it. Alright, it's a metal deck. Have to lead with the Oricorio, unfortunately. I do like the comms inclusion. The comms definitely does help. Alright, we are going up against Solgaleo Dialga, which is interesting. A lot of HP on their side, so Rayquaza's not going to be amazing. Can we get... we did. We got the Skibbity. Do I give up the prize point, or do I hit for 20? I think I actually do hit for 20 here. That way I can retreat still next turn. Let's do this. We'll take the barb damage, but they can't... I mean, they can evolve into Solgaleo, but they can't attack this next turn. So we should be fine. They're just gonna attach to the bench, interestingly enough, and just pass. Okay. Oh, we did top deck the leaf, but this is fine. I'd rather save the leaf for other situations. Okay, let's do energy assist and hit the Cosmog for 30. We do get poisoned as well, but this means we can set up the Rayquaza. They didn't have Rare Candy into Solgaleo last turn, but they did use Research, so they probably will see it this turn. Oh no, they could just go into Skarmory. Skarmory's fine, because we can respond with Oricorio afterwards. But what they do here... What are they plotting? They just passed, so they're gonna let this Cosmog go. They didn't really do anything, so I don't want to Iono them. Do I comms the Delcatty away? What am I looking for? I could get Lele, and snipe the Dialga, potentially? Let's go ahead and do that. And set that up. Maybe. No, we just get other Rayquaza. I can just go attach. Energy assist, knock out the Cosmog, get a point. And then now this Rayquaza's set up next turn. Now we will go down to poison if they have a tool on the Skarmory. But I'm fine with that, because then our Rayquaza's set up. I could knock out with the Oricorio, actually, and then attack with the Rayquaza. Because I do hit for 80. If Cape on the bench Cosmog, that could be annoying. And then second Dialga. Okay. Yeah, I think I will go with the Oricorio knockout. Actually, does this knocked out by damage? I think I'm gonna... Yeah, okay, if any of Pokemon knocked out by damage from an attack during opponent's last turn. So I died from poison, so that actually doesn't work. Which is funny. Alright, so we have to go in with this guy. Let's go Pokeball, thin the deck out. Yeah, we don't want the Skitty, so let's go ahead and Iono here. They didn't have Rare Candy and Solgaleo, but maybe they'll Brick again. We have Mars next turn, which is good. We can put the Barb here. I'll Pokeball so I don't top deck anything. Yeah, we don't need the Skitty. Actually, I'll bench the Skitty just in case. But we do want to attach energy to the active. And then just hope and pray that Draco Meteor does some work. Oh, we knocked out the Cosmog. That's actually really good. Because now we just have to hit this Skarmory. And we should be good. That's actually perfect. So knocking out the Cosmog was great because we probably would have struggled if they got a Solgaleo online, because that's just 200 extra HP on their board. They just have Research. And then Dialga hits for 100, but we could lay and hit it, which could be an option. I need Center Lady. I don't have Center Lady, so we just have the Mars and pray. Actually, I think I win. I can just hit with one of these guys. Yeah, I just win. Because a poison will knock out the Skarmory. Sweet. I could just play Draco Meteor. Nah, I would go for the win. Just because this deck is not the most meta deck, so I do want to make sure to cut out all variants. But no, that worked out. That worked out decently well. My opponent did brick here and there. They didn't get their Sogoleos online, which would have been an issue for us. But all right, we got this Skibidi, and we do have. I'll put the Oricorio down just in case. We're going against a water deck, so let's see what we're in for. We're in for Gyrados EX, which could be a problem because it does discard energy randomly. They will need Misty in order to accelerate energy. Lele. I keep wanting to call it Layla. Lele could actually be really good here. Because what, they have 4 energy attack cost, I think? So we're hitting for 80 with Layla? Lele. Double Lele. Oh, jeez. Okay, wait, this could be really nice. If they get a lot of Misty heads... Okay, they just get the 1. I could donk... well, not donk because they have the other Magikarp. But I could snipe it for a lot of damage. Oh, we top deck the Lele too. Alright. Doesn't really matter. We do get the Rayquaza, which is actually cracked. Let's go ahead and Skibidi. I will bench this just to let them know that, hey, you accelerate energy and I will punish you for it. You put any more energy on that, so help me. Okay, well, they got the Gyarados, so we can't KO it, but they are putting more energy on it, which is decent. We can go Delcatty, attach, we'll have 2 energies, they'll have 1. We can attack again. They hit for 140, we'll hit them for 60. Okay, the cape is great here. So then we'll go Delcatty, attach, cape. And this is essentially the best setup for this board, because what we want to do is go 1, 2, 3 in terms of our attackers. We don't necessarily want to just go in with Rayquaza. If we hit for Delcatty, we essentially hit at most 60, or roughly around 60, with 2 attacks before we get knocked out. Then we can come with the Oricorio, hit for an extra 80, and then we come in for the Draco Meteor. That's essentially our route to victory. Okay, they are going to Sabrina me, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. I can actually go in with Lele and hit them for 60, and that's actually not bad. Or I could leaf and retreat the Lele. Yeah, because if I attach the energy to the active, I will be down an energy attachment for Rayquaza, and they could Rampaging Whirlpool and get rid of an energy, so I need to continue this path. So we'll use the Delcatty still to make sure that we have enough energy to consistently attack with the Rayquaza. Okay. Now we do have to hope that this Whirlpool attack doesn't get rid of an energy on our side of the board. We want to hope that it's on their side. And there's a Irida, which is unfortunate. Maybe we can knock out their bench? Okay, another cape makes this pretty difficult. They do get rid of an energy off of my Rayquaza. So I either go in with Rayquaza and knock it out, or try and knock it out, or Let's go with the Oricorio and just hope that they don't continue to get rid of energy. Mars isn't that helpful here. I'm gonna just go ahead and hit for Spiteful Dance. Because even if they do this, and they knock out the Oricorio, I can actually come in with Tapu Lele and knock it out if they don't have any more healing. Oh yeah! Stop healing! Okay, we just gotta hope that the Whirlpool doesn't take away energy from Rayquaza. Okay, it didn't get rid of energy from me? Where did it get rid of energy? Did they attach to... I don't know where the energy went, but it wasn't on my side, so that's fine. Alright, Draco Meteor. Okay, even 40 is fine. If we get 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, or just 1, 2, 3. Oh, and they have that. Okay, we have to get super lucky here. Let's see if we can get lucky. They have the helmet too. Okay, I can do two things here. One, I could retreat and knock out this Gyarados with the Tapu Lele. I think that's the play, right? Or I could just gamble it all away and try Rayquaza EX and see if I can secure these 2 KOs. I think I'm going, because they have no cards in hand, right? I have a Leaf in hand, so I feel fine with retreating this, going into the Lele, and KOing this guy. Because then what this essentially does is it removes all this extra HP variance for Draco Meteor, so then I have a higher chance of hitting this Manaphy for at least one time. They don't have Gyarados set up. If they Misty and get Gyarados set up, or this Palkia, then we are in trouble. But I think that play was the play. Because there was a possibility that I just like whiff and hit all the damage on Origin Form Palkia, which now is not that bad because I just need 1 prize point. Okay. I'm going to Iono here just to see if I can get anything good, but I don't think it matters. Yeah, I think we just go Rayquaza, because Tapu Lele doesn't knock out anything, right? And then they could potentially KO me with the Zone Smash, so I have to go for this Rayquaza knockout. So what could be unfortunate is, I mean, there's many ways that this could be unfortunate, but we just have to hope we can get 1 point here, and we got 2. Okay. Woo! Oh wait, this is a draw. I forgot about the Rocky Helmet. Oh no. I completely forgot about Rocky Helmet. You know what? I'll take the draw. All right. That is actually really funny. I've never gotten a tie before. Skibbity, dibbity, gibbity, the skibbity.